ago. I thought Jonah's goal was huge. Just kind of, I felt like they were getting the better of the play early, and I thought Jonah's goal was just like a big juice goal for us. Schultz, Zach, they were great. Eric didn't necessarily have his best game, but I have great faith in Eric Spanos, man. That guy's a warrior, and he's a guy, he could care less about stats. You see him after the game, he's smiling, hugging everybody. I know what he's capable of, and sometimes when people put a lot of tension on him, it opens up things for everybody else.
Eric, you coming in that they're going to be playing long possession game, and they're going to get a few shots late in the shot clock that come in. How are you guys trying to stay resilient through those possessions?
Yeah, I mean, kind of just like trusting each other the whole time that we're going to do each other's jobs. I mean, that's how you kind of battle those long possessions. It's just having faith that we're going to keep getting in the right spots. And with a guy like Logan McNaney behind you, you have all the faith in the world. And then us demons being like the first line of defense, we're going to do my job because I know I got a guy like Will Schaller behind me who's going to take up the rest, So it's kind of like we balance off each other. We do a great job, and our coaching staff, like Jesse, Coach Bernard sets us up really well for the weeks coming in. And like I said, Hopkins is a hell of a squad, and we knew it was going to be a dogfight. Every time I've played them, it's a battle every single time. Offensively, defensively, it's a battle, no matter where it is on the field. So it's a lot of fun too.
Braden, I finished the season 10-2. I think you guys locked up the 2 seed for the bye in the conference tournament. Just how are you guys feeling going into the postseason?
Honestly, no different. I mean, our goal is obviously, I think, to win like a national championship, and I think that no matter if we get the bye or not, that doesn't really change our goal. And I think that if we can just focus on one game at a time and keep chopping away, I think that we'll be successful. So I don't really think the bye changes much. I mean, it's going to be great for the guys to get like a little bit of rest and stuff like that. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's just you versus the team in front of you. There's a lot more teams standing in our way of our goal. So I think that's the only difference, really.
Yeah, the bye's tricky. I think you prefer to get the bye. But Dixie, on our call the other day, talked about how last year the 2 teams that got the bye lost in semis. It does present a change in your routine, and I think that sometimes, as a coach, an old crusty guy, makes you a little nervous. But I do think these guys, with the schedule we played, we haven't had. Normally, we have like a Sunday game at some point. And what's great about the Sunday games, although you have to wait around all weekend, is the week prior. If you play Saturday, a lot of times we'll give our kids Sunday, Monday off. And that extra day, I think, is for these guys super helpful. These guys are so invested that, even, whether it's a Sunday or, there were days this week where it was like 8 o'clock in the morning. I came in to do some things, and I'm sitting in one of the offices, and we got Trevor Owens out there, one of our freshmen, with AJ Larkin doing footwork drills at 8 a.m. And we don't practice until like 3:30. And it's like, to me, that's how invested these guys are, and they've been phenomenal. And you kind of mentioned like 10 wins. I think it's like our 22nd straight year with 10 wins. I don't take that for granted. That means these guys have invested a lot for a long time, and obviously a lot of the coaches, even before I got here, says a lot of the consistency, and guys like Jesse, Bobby Benson, Kevin Warren, all the people we've had, those guys have done a good job for the last 2 decades, which is pretty cool.
Coach, is there anything just off the top of the head you think you'll do differently this year compared to last with the bye?
We've talked a lot about the schedule. I think we've tried to ask our guys. We tried to ask our strength coach. What do you think? Because what we don't want to do, we definitely need to get some rest. There's some guys that have been dinged up, but we also, we don't want to necessarily lose some of our fitness. So there's a balance there. I think ideally for anybody in our league, you would want to try to play 2 games in 3 days within the next 3 weeks. But to do that is hard, so you're going to need to stay in shape. So it is a little bit of a balance to kind of make sure that you're staying fit, but also resting up. And so, we have great strength staff. Jesse does a great job just because he still plays, kind of talking to the guys, and we do a good job with the metrics of just kind of looking at what we need. So we'll kind of look at that. We've mapped out some scenarios, whether we were playing or not playing. We knew if we were playing next week, it would be Saturday. So if we were home, we knew kind of what time. If we were away, we'd have to wait for the other team. So we looked at all the scenarios and just wanted to be prepared.
All right, all good, guys?
I know they're waiting, so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank